windy today. I don't know if you're going to hear any of this. I hope I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to try and find a sheltered spot. That might be a bit better. I'm out on my last free day before I head home. It's windy, but it's warm, and you might be able to hear the church bells in the background. I've come out for my last walk, getting to walk on my own. I've done a few walks this last week or so, but I haven't been on my own for any of them. I'm just watching a buzzard overhead being dived bombed by about 4 crows. It's lovely to be back out here. But as usual, it's not been without its dramas. So I'm looking forward to going home. This wind is making my nose run, I apologise. Yesterday, me and my dad went to the Swanscombe Peninsula, and I recorded a few very short videos and took some photos. The Swanscombe Peninsula is made up of several reclaimed marshlands, and it's on a spit of land that's on the edge of the Thames in Kent, North Kent, and it's been the subject of quite a lot of news debate I've seen on Instagram, because they have been rebuilding the habitat as a nature reserve since at least 2015. So we decided to go and drive down there and have a walk round and see what was going on there. It's a lovely area, reclaimed marshland. They're doing a lot of work to improve the drainage so that it can start to do its own thing. Got some great wildlife there, and some very interesting pylons. I do like a pylon. Yeah, so it's been the subject of quite a lot of debate because London wants to build a theme park on this bit of land, which is not only bad for the wildlife, but horrific for the Swanscombe community. It's going to destroy and increase traffic problems and pollution and God knows what else. So they've been fighting hard to keep this place as it is. And there are lots of interesting species living there now. We have marsh harriers, all sorts of like great crested newts, there are snakes, all sorts of bird and animal life. And I was really impressed at how many of the bushes and the local plants were just heaving with berries. There was blackthorn and rosehip and lots of hawthorn. It's really thriving and a wonderful resource for wintering migrants, birds passing through, and of course with the marshland you'll get a lot of winter waders. They have a small heronry there, and there are marsh harriers Didn't see any when we were there, but it's very weird in between times seasonally. But we just wanted to check it out, see what the parking was like, what the access was like. Perfectly doable. Nice little hike round. If you're in this area or you're able to get here, do come and have a look. It's an ongoing project, but it needs support because we do not want a blooming London theme park slap bang on what's left of the beautiful Kent countryside. I'm going to walk a bit and find a more sheltered spot. My trip down has also been great for the last of the summer harvest. Me and a friend went and gathered the last of the apples. No windfalls, we had to climb trees for ours, but I've now got enough apples that will see me right through winter. She also gifted me a large marrow which came from a neighbour of hers, which I made a little short about, which you shall see. And she also gifted me some pears, which were given to her by another neighbour. All her neighbours seem to have allotments and grow their own in their gardens and have lots over, but she doesn't like pears, so I've got all the pears, so I'm going to bottle those when I get home. And again, that'll be something else to see me through the winter. Let's let you have a little look about where I am. It's my favourite little walk, as always. I love this area. You don't see too many people, and it's just nature, and today it is church bells as well. Tomorrow we're going out for lunch. It's a belated birthday lunch for my mum, whose birthday was last weekend, and then the morning after I'll be heading home, back to the old routine. I'm going to go and stand by these trees, they might act as a good breaker. It's still a bit dark, but it's less windy. Hope you can see me. I'm standing next to a lovely old oak tree. With acorns on it. I think this spot will do for the moment. I try to imagine what these fields must have been like a couple of 100 years ago. I love this area. So yeah, so Swanscombe Peninsula done. Lots of foraged foods gathered, which is going to keep me going for ages. That marrow, I think I'm going to have to freeze most of it. And I think it's going to last me about 2 years. And get creating some lovely winter casseroles when I get back. If I chop all that up and pull out a lot of the veg that I've got in the freezer at the moment and just make lovely winter casseroles that I can add to as I go. The only good thing about winter is the winter stodgy food, and I have plenty of apples for making crumbles and things, so it's going to be a bit of a feasting season this winter, I think. This So yeah, I think this kind of wraps up my trip down. There hasn't been a lot. There's been a lot going on, but it's been kind of busy and peoply, and I don't really record when there are other people involved. Nobody knows that I have, or nobody that I know in real life knows I have YouTube channels. And I like the fact that the people who are watching me don't actually know me. It allows a kind of anonymity that gives me the confidence to record without being judged, really, because people don't know me and don't know what happens off camera, which is pretty much what happens on camera. I'm thinking about what I'm going to record in October. I'm going to do a fourth quarter budget review. I haven't been doing monthly finances. I know a lot of channels do it, and I was going to give it a go, but a lot of my finances don't change month by month, and I tend to just do an update when something happens, like the universal credit stuff, which I thought was really weird, but was worth a little post of its own. And now that I have the universal credit, that might change things up in terms of other help I can get, because I've been accepted onto universal credit. That means that I'm now still eligible for the last of the government help, which is going to give me one payment towards the end of this year and another in January, I think. When I get back from this trip, I'm going to start looking for a couple of extra cleaning jobs through the agency, and I think that will almost do me for the rest of the year, to be honest with you. With everything else that I have, I think I'm going to be about £400 short paying my bills, like breaking even for 2023, but that is nothing compared to the £3,500 that it was in early August. So we've done well, and I don't mind forfeiting that 400. And as we get towards the end of the year and things become clearer, I will start laying out my spreadsheets for 2024, and then I can start looking at what I need to do to improve things in 2024. I haven't yet had a payment from Universal Credit. I didn't get one this month, obviously, because with the clinical trials money, I came in way over the monthly expectation that they wanted me to earn. But October, November will both be much lower months, so I might receive help from them. December will depend again on clinical trials. I can start applying at the beginning of December, and if a trial comes up, I'll take it. But as it's coming to the end of the year, there might not be anything that's happening pre-Christmas. So there's lots of potential things in the pan, bubbling away, and it's just a case of seeing what comes to fruition. But I feel like 2023 is ending on a much better financial note. You know, I know that I've got my rent for the next year. My bills are relatively well set out. I think interest rates will probably hold for a bit longer. Bank of England didn't put the interest rate up, but I'm hoping that the interest that I've got on my existing accounts will now sit for a bit and they won't put them down. We'll see what happens with that. I've got fixed accounts, so they won't be affected. And of course, most of the money in my easy access account, which is earning 5% at the moment, will disappear next month because my rent will be going out, and that'll be 6 months of rent in one go. So there won't be much in that account earning interest anyway. All planned, already laid out on spreadsheets, so I know what to expect. And planning ahead is really important financially. The spreadsheets are really useful, and it means that I know exactly what's coming, what the pitfalls might be, when things might change. So you can have complete control over that aspect of it, and that means that there are no surprises coming around the corner. And I think that's it at the moment. I was going to talk a little bit about wants and needs, because I'm still hearing so many stories of, you know, people struggling financially, and yet they're still prioritising their wants. So they're booking holidays still, TV subscriptions. People seem to think that it's cheaper to buy takeout than it is to cook in. I don't understand where that one comes from. My mum was telling me about that and saying that it's cheaper to buy, some bloke was saying it's cheaper to buy takeaway food for his family, takeaway and ready meals, than it is to go to the supermarket and buy proper food, which, I'm sorry, there's no way that that's true. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how to cook. Maybe he only shops in Marks and Spencer's. I don't know. But there's no way that living on takeaways and ready meals is cheaper than cooking from scratch. I refuse to believe that. I would need to know a lot more than that. I think it was on a radio consumer show. It might have been You and Yours on Radio 4. And I will try and dig out that interview. I can find it, because it just doesn't sound accurate to me. Certainly not the way I shop. My parents don't believe that I have a zero spend food budget. They can't comprehend it. But, you know, I did that little angry video from my car the other day about the price of nuts and haddock in Waitrose, and that's the kind of shopping my parents do. So why would they understand a zero spend food budget? But hey, I'm happy to stick to that. Actually, I failed my food budget this month. I spent £1.92 on food, because I haven't had many cashbacks, because I've not been around very much, and there haven't been any things worth getting whilst I've been away. So I might have failed in September, but I will do better next month. Anyway, I'm going to go and do a bit more walking. I think I've probably waffled enough for now. I can't even see if this is showing up. That's me. I'm very disorganised today. My recording is terrible. It's really sunny, so I can't even see the screen on the phone. I need to try and adjust the resolution on it. But I'm just going to record a bit of my walking around, and then that'll probably be it for now. Until I get back home again. But it fills a gap in YouTube, and YouTube likes you to keep posting and posting and posting, so me yabbering on is probably better than nothing, and hopefully you pick up something useful from it. Thank you.